Everyone, this is Reverend Will, the senior minister at First Christian Church in Fulton, Missouri, coming to you live for our weekly devotion. We gather together for sort of the video version of my weekly devotion that I email out on Mondays. If you want to subscribe to that, let us know and we'll get it to you. But otherwise, you can just catch us every week at 11 o'clock on Wednesdays for this video devotion. So I'm going to get right into it. We're approaching a sort of solemn anniversary for me and my family. 4 years ago, my grandmother died around this time of the year in late September, succumbing to the ravages of brain cancer. She had a glioblastoma. It was very quick. She was diagnosed in May, and by September, she was gone. I've written about her effect on my life and my faith before, but she was my sort of first mentor. She took me on rounds at the old folks' home she worked at as a chaplain. She was the person that I spoke with when I had the inklings of a call to ministry. She took me out to lunch and talked with me about it. And she's just a big part of my life. She was really the first person I sort of disclosed my relationship with Hannah, my wife, about. It was sad then 4 years ago when she died, and it's still sad now because every once in a while the weight of her loss hits me like a ton of bricks. I want to share with her some good news about church. I want to send her a picture of her great granddaughter who looks like her from time to time. I want to get her advice on something difficult with which I'm trying to deal, and I can't. Even thinking about it brings tears to my eyes from time to time. Just when you think you've gotten better, moved on, or whatever, grief circles back. Try as you might, it hits you again and again and again. Jeremiah's words from this past Sunday are apt. No healing, only grief. My heart is broken. Jeremiah reports this as God's mood. Jeremiah is the spokesperson for God as being a prophet, commissioned to bring God's word to the people of Israel. And now the prophet is telling us how God feels in the moment. God is in grief for God's people. God's heart is broken because God's people are broken. Did you know that God's heart can break like yours and mine? That God can feel grief? It's true. God feels our feelings, our pain, our grief. When we're deep in the valley of the shadow of death, God is there. When we feel like we're drowning amid anxiety and fear, God is there. When the weeping comes, God is a fountain of tears. There's solace in that, to be sure. Misery loves company, and God is all too willing to give it to us. But just suffering with someone else doesn't necessarily always bring hope. Hope and grief doesn't lie there. The prophet cries out, is there no balm in Gilead? Is there nothing that heals? Is there nothing that helps? Is there nothing that renews? I had a saying that I remember telling my best friend when my grandmommy Pat died. I'll see her at the last. I'll see her at the last. I look forward to the end of the age when Jesus will usher in the kingdom, where we not only stand in God's presence together, but we're promised God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. There will be no mourning or crying or pain anymore, for the former things have passed away. There will be no grief, because there is a balm in Gilead, a salve for the grief-stricken soul. And that is the hope of Christ, who will gather us all again. I can't wait. Thanks for joining me for this week's devotion. I hope you heard a good word, a hopeful word. If you did, please like and share it with someone whom you think needs to hear it. You're about to join us for worship this Sunday at 10:30 in person in Fulton or online. But if not, our benediction is the same as always. God be with you till we meet again.